Well, hey there, and welcome to Board to Learn, the channel dedicated to helping you learn how to play your new games faster. I'm Kent, and today we're looking at Manatee Sanctuary, Seacow Edition, a card drafting resource management game for 1 to 6 players, designed by Gray Baker, with art by Andrew Bosley, and published by Warped Reality Games. So meet me at the table, and we'll get started. The manatees are counting on you. These gentle giants need a safe new home, and it's your job to build the best sanctuary you can. Create a space that can welcome as many manatee as possible, but plan wisely. There are plenty of these friendly sea cows drifting in, and every one of them has quite an appetite. To set up, start by giving each player a starting tile and a player board to place in front of them. Place the game board in the middle of the table and put the round tracker over the one space with the arrows pointing clockwise. Each player should choose a color and take the score marker, completed flower marker, 2 food markers, and the 50/100 point token in that color. Place the score marker on the game board on the 10 space. You can place the 50/100 point token on the game board in the circle next to the 50, or place it beside your player board, waiting until you've reached 50 points during the game, then placing it on its location on the game board. On your player board, place the completed flower marker on the 0 space of the vertical track. Then place the 2 food trackers on the 0 spaces of the 2 horizontal tracks. Put all the manatees in the bag and give it a good shake. Then place it on the table within reach of all players. Then take and shuffle the sanctuary cards and form a face-down deck close to the game board. Put any unused components back in the box. And with that, the setup is complete. Manatee Sanctuary is played over 3 rounds. Each round is made up of 4 phases. The phases are Draft, Expand in Actions, Feed, and Score. Let's go over each phase in a little more detail. To understand the draft phase, it helps to first understand the cards you'll be drafting. Sanctuary cards are split into 2 halves. The top half shows the actions you can take when the card is played. This might let you add manatees to your sanctuary, harvest food from your flowers, or sometimes do both. The bottom half is used to expand your sanctuary. Along the edges you'll see half flowers that connect to flowers in your sanctuary to generate food, and a number indicating the habitat size, which matters when placing manatees. Some cards also feature in-game scoring bonuses. On the action side of every card you'll see a set of dots. These dots show the card's strength, which I'll explain shortly. And finally, the cow or mermaid icon simply indicates which version of the game you're playing. At the start of the draft phase, deal 5 cards face down to each player. Everyone looks at their cards and divides them into 2 face down stacks, in any way they like. The rulebook suggests trying to balance the stacks by card strength when you're learning the game. Once everyone has made their 2 stacks, simultaneously pass both stacks to the player on your left. When you receive your new stacks, keep them separate. Look through each one and choose a single stack to keep, placing it below your player board. The stack you don't want goes above your board. When all players have chosen, pass the unwanted stack back to the player who originally passed it to you. Add the return stack to the one you kept. Together, they form your hand for the Expand in Actions phase. Hand size can range from 2 to 8 cards. In rounds 1 and 3, cards pass clockwise. In round 2, they will pass counterclockwise. In phase 2, all players simultaneously use their sanctuary cards to either expand their habitat or to perform the actions on the top half of the card. You can lay all your cards face up in front of you to clearly see your options. To expand your sanctuary, slide the action half of the card underneath an existing habitat. The new card must match all adjacent flower colors. Endgame bonus cards only have a single flower edge, so place them carefully. If any flower doesn't match, the card cannot be placed. After placing a new habitat, count how many flowers you completed. Move your flower marker up 1 space for each new flower made, and then do the same on your food track. To take an action, place the card face up to the left of your player board. This becomes your personal discard pile. Then resolve the actions shown. The hand holding 3 flowers means harvest food. Check your completed flower track and add that number to your food track. A manatee icon lets you rescue a manatee and place it in your sanctuary. Each manatee has a habitat size requirement and an appetite. Gray manatees are the most common, need only 1 habitat space, and eat 1 food during the feeding phase. Pink manatees are less common and quite hungry. They need 1 habitat space and eat 2 food. Yellow manatees are extra playful and require 2 habitat spaces, but only eat 1 food. Because of their playful nature, yellow manatees attract a crowd. Anytime you are prompted to add manatees, you'll notice a warning symbol in the upper right corner of the card. When you see this symbol, draw 1 extra manatee for every yellow manatee found in your sanctuary. If the action shows a specific pink or yellow manatee, search the bag for that color. If it shows a white manatee question mark icon, draw 1 at random. Place the manatee on a habitat card with enough space. You may rearrange manatees at any time to make the best use of your habitat cards. But remember that endgame bonus cards cannot house manatees. Choose your actions carefully. If you gain a manatee but don't have room for it, you must return it to the bag and lose 2 points for each one you can't place. You must use every card you drafted this round, either to expand your sanctuary or for its action, but you may play them in any order you choose. Once all players have finished playing their cards, it's time to feed your manatees. Look to your player board for a reminder of how much food each manatee eats and subtract it from your food supply. If you do not have enough food to feed all of your manatees, you must return any unfed manatees to the bag and lose 2 points for each one returned. When you need to return manatees to the bag, for any reason, you can always choose which ones to return. Now, all players simultaneously add up their points for the manatees found in their sanctuaries. Look at the game board to see what round you are in and how much each manatee will score. Move your score tracker on the game board. Remember, any scoring bonuses in your sanctuary are for the end of game scoring only. Once all scores have been added, flip and move the round tracker to the next round, and play through the 4 phases again. Remember, rounds 1 and 3 the rotation is clockwise, and round 2 is counterclockwise when passing cards in phase 1. At the end of the 3rd round, score all manatees as normal. Then, look at your sanctuaries for any endgame bonuses and score them. The player with the most points wins. If there's a tie, the player who rescued the most manatees is the winner. Still tied? The player with the least amount of food left over wins. If somehow after all that you're still tied, the manatees win. And that's how to play Manatee Sanctuary, Seacow Edition. If you have the Mermaid Edition, your player colors and some artwork will be different, but it plays in the same way. You can also get both editions and add them together to take the player count up to 12. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing to learn more great games. Turn the bell on to be notified of my latest videos. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll do my best to respond. And remember, it's not just how you play, it's how much fun you have. I'll see you next time on Board to Learn. The manatees are counting on you. These gentle giants need a see, I told you we're going to five times. The setup. Least. The beast wins.